I mean, obviously 16 to 31 from three. I mean, I guess, is that just Utah State? I mean, what?
I mean, I think on some level, like I just said to Jim Arthur, I said to our team, we're competing at a high level. We're doing it twice, as they're playing, they're unbelievable. They make every shot they take. They make all their fouls. They finish around the rim. That's why they're best team in the league, 17, 18, and 2, whatever. We're competing the right way. At the end of the day, like I said to our guys, we don't put in the hoop. We had, in my estimation, 8 to 10 opportunities around the rim, like where our guys are around the rim. You don't play 5-on-0 in basketball. They got a guy sort of near you, but you got an edge and you're there. We went 0 for 10 in those situations. We didn't get fouled. And as that's going on, they're putting them in. They finish their plays, So we got to ultimately understand that no matter what, we're competing better. We're hard. At some point, that thing's got, and it's not just that. It's then our shooting is Achilles heel for us. That's a fact. It's been all year. It isn't practice, like we do our shooting drills and right. So, like I said, what are we going to do tomorrow? Like, guys, you got to make your fouls. You got to make your open threes. That's what Utah State does. At the end, and I want it in that order. I want us to out-compete and keep getting tougher and keep getting grit. And I see it from our guys. At the end of the day, when the old saying comes into play that players win games and coaches lose them, that's really what it means is the players win the games because they put that thing in. They made that play. They got fouled in a three-point play. They made that open three. You know what I mean? That's what they make 75% of their foul shots. They put in number 12 at the end of the game. He went 4 for 4 from the foul line. You know what I mean? So to me, that was today. And as we're doing that, I know I'm right about we're competing harder because as those struggle, 6-point game, 54-47. We're hanging, we're clawing, I know that's where those buckets are so critical because that caliber of competition, if you don't go ahead and go 6, 7 of those 10, get fouled, bang 2 or 3 threes, well, over the course of that 40 minutes, that caliber of competition is going to sort of do what ended up happening today. So.
Yeah. I mean, I guess as you kind of look at the trajectory of the season, just looking at the final scores, first 4 conference games, for the most part, lopsided the other way. You guys were clearly making strides, almost got San Diego State, and then you hit this one. Like, do you worry about the guys seeing progress and then taking a step back?
I got to be honest, I don't worry about anything because worrying doesn't get you anything. What I do is just constantly coach our guys, and I think we're doing a good job of positivity, of, this is what it is, the outworking, the out-competing, the out-toughing, we're growing that way. And what happens is when you play the level of competition, that's top 25 team. When you play the level of competition we play, what comes into play ultimately is also what we've already been talking about. You got to put that thing in, and that's part of this learning curve, and that's why I said that comes last because the first part is you got to compete. You got to, we are getting tougher. I mean, for us to, when they go 7 for 7 from 3 and make every one, and we hang in there and keep fighting and get it and claw back in the first half when we get it to 6, I'm saying, you know what? I'm seeing something here. We do the same thing in the second half, 54-4. I'm seeing something there. But all along the way, if you want to beat the caliber of the competition we play, you got to put that cherry on top at the end. You do. And that's a learning thing for our guys. And because what you'll find is if you do compete, that is a tough scheduling for us. They move a game to Wednesday. I'm not going to say anything, but you move the San Diego State game to Wednesday for TV so that we now only have a day and a half, 1 day maybe, to prepare for Utah State. They play a little bit different defense. We haven't played them yet. And now, because of that, we played Colorado State on Tuesday, and we got the same sort of 1.5 days. That's why I like tomorrow, guys. You know what tomorrow is? You hear what I'm saying? You get in the gym, and I got to make shots. I got to put this ball in. I'm not going to sit here and say, let's play defense. No, I like how our guys are playing. I like coaching our guys. There's progress being made, and then with the caliber of competition, like we're talking about, you do have to put the ball in. You know what I mean? Now, do they have to go 16 for 31? But I tip my cap to them for that. You know what I mean? But I know we can't be 5 for 20. That goes without saying. Our foul shooting is improving, but I know it's got to get to be over 70 if you actually want to talk about the things we want to talk about. And then I know when you got to go finish around the rim, Wes and Caleb, Byron Brown, he's got 3 things around the basket. We got nothing in the box score for it. So that's what I want our guys just to stay focused like that. Will the schedule balance out with more time to prepare, or who knows? But I don't look at it that, like, just got to keep doing what we're doing. I think we got good leadership with Ethan in that locker room. And I like our younger guys. And it's just a matter, you just got to stay the course and see that you're getting better and keep trying to work on the things that you got to improve upon. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. Last thing, so the guys have talked about being around some of the alumni who are back and just kind of taking some positives from that and just kind of seeing some big picture things. And, did you, consciously get them all together for that reason, or?
Well, I mean, I got to give credit to, our administration put something together, and they're willing to, to do that for Reggie. I was all for it, and then we have a couple former players who've been very supportive of our program, and to do something like that at a game in the season, like I was there last night, and even I said, like, we got to do this every year. You got to figure out a way to do it every year. Now, it's not like there's tons of tradition here, you know what I mean? But I do know, well, there was a good 2004 team, there was a good 2005 team, there was a good 2000. Okay, we try to celebrate those things. You got a guy like Reggie who put 30 years of service into this institution and beyond in basketball. You got to celebrate that. And then to your point, you do that over and over again. It has its benefits. And it has its benefits, like you're saying, to see those guys out on the court, to be around there. To be around them, our guys, to see, I know there are a lot of successful guys there. A lot of successful people there who are Air Force Academy grads, that play basketball. It's all part of ultimately what the goal is, Brent is, is like, we got to get to have juniors and seniors in this environment. In this environment of the new world that's all unfolded in the last 3 years, we got to come up with changing things, doing things, and we have, and I am, and we are. Because we got to get to that point where we got juniors and seniors, and like I've said before, this new world took away some juniors and seniors from us, and if we had them, we would have been picked in the top half of this league this year. So what are you going to do? Somebody said you can go play and you don't just sit out, and somebody said you can go. That's the way it is. So now we got to change, and if that's one of those things that you got to do to try to get our guys to really understand how special a place this is, and that this is the place you want to be, well, then we got to do it because it is nice to see. That's for certain.
What kind of challenge does a team like that present on the perimeter, trying to defend that where everybody can pull up?
Yeah, I mean, they win games for a reason. That's a good team. It's tough when they're just taking away a lot of things that we normally look for. And then it's not that we were getting shots, especially in the second half. We didn't make a lot of them. So.
And, as a program, you kind of look at what you guys have done in conference. The first 4 games were pretty lopsided the other way. You guys were making a lot of strides and then had that game the other night where it was right there. Like, does this kind of speak to the challenge that, like, there's never a let-up in this conference and it just seems like the next game's always even tougher?
Yeah, I mean, every team in our conference is good. Every team in our conference is still beatable, though. So we can't get down about a loss like that. We just got to move on to the next one.
Yeah, how do you do that, when you guys are, going through this kind of year?
Yeah, you come into practice every day and just ready to compete. I mean, at the end of the day, basketball is supposed to be a fun game, and it is a fun game. So you just gotta enjoy being out there. We're living the dream at the end of the day, so. And
does it help also, as an underclassman, you have a lot of production come from the sophomore class and then a few freshmen too. Like, does that help, or do you allow yourself to kind of think about that?
That does help. I'm really close with everyone on the team, but especially the guys who, I went to like the prep school with, everything like that. So we really lean on each other, getting through everything. So we're just going to keep pushing.
Did you guys have any chance to interact with some of the alumni who are back?
Yeah, a little bit. I talked to some of them, so it was good to talk to them. Similar experiences, even though they did it a longer time ago. But yeah.
Anybody say anything that stuck with you? Inspirational or anything like that?
Just keep going. It's worth it at the end of the day. All the stuff we're going through. So that's the main point, I guess.
For you, now that you guys, as you fall to 0-9, or I think that's what it is in conference, like, how are you, your last go-round, staying up and, giving performances like this, given the circumstances?
Yeah, I'm just doing right now what I can do to help the team. We got a lot of young guys. I'm just trying to be, an example, a role model for them. Just play the best of my ability. Like you said, last go-round, so enjoy it. I'm just trying to, help guide these guys to be the players they want to be at the end of the day and, help turn the program to be in the direction that they want it to be in.
What kind of impact did that game the other night have on today? When you come off a almost high and then the low, like what was the emotion like over the past few days?
It was tough. Obviously, we played our hearts out in San Diego State. Didn't end the way that we wanted it to. They made a big play at the end. And we just knew that this game was going to be completely different, so we try not to lean on that too much. Coach Scott gave us a quote. He said, "Today is the best day of the year." So we kind of just, took that and ran with it. We didn't want to dwell on, what went wrong against San Diego State, but we also used this learning experience. The way we played, the things we did good, things we did bad, kind of motivate us to learn and build off that for today's game. But, Utah State's just a totally different team in that manner. So we couldn't rely on that too much. And obviously, today didn't go the way we wanted it to go. So.
Yeah. And I guess same question with all the alums back. Were you able to kind of circulate among them and kind of take anything from that?
Yeah. I talked to a lot of the alumni. Otis Jones, second leading scorer Air Force history, and I talked to him for a little bit, and he was just, telling me, like, things might not always go the way you want to go, like, in life, as well on the basketball court. So you got to just keep your head up and keep pushing and, keep being the best that you can be. So that's what, I was already kind of in that mindset, but that's kind of helped me, propel my performances and, nights like tonight and continuing to play in conference. I just want to be able to give my best and put my team in the best position to win.
Was there a lot of pride among them, being back here? And, how does that make you feel about, your decision to be here and stay and everything you've put into this?
They had great energy yesterday. They came by the locker room, those guys, really friendly, really motivational. They had a lot of energy. So, it does kind of make me smile a little bit seeing that, after you're done with it and you still have that, like, kind of proud, emotion attached to basketball. Attached to Air Force sports in general, because a lot of those guys, are donors or, they help out in other places. So it was really cool to see that and, kind of get a chance to interact with them and know that they catch up with the games. Like, guy told me I did what a play I did like 3 games ago, and I was like, I don't remember that. But, it's a pretty cool experience.